how swift the blow is around these parts. The crunch of a browning leaf, drowned out by guilt-ridden guitars and a vocal tone akin to no one else's on the planet. Many have tried to replicate the musical prowess of Adrianne Lenker, usually armed with an acoustic guitar and lyrics about fireflies. But it's not just the words on a page that make Lenker's music so powerful. And nor is it the tuning of her guitar or the complicated finger picking patterns, though those support her music like an irreplaceable limb. It's something deeper than that, though. It's something more personal. My obsession grew to be overbearing during the winter of my freshman year at college. I was watching live performances every time I opened up YouTube, and I was doing plenty of writing, whether musical or essay format, inspired by her work. And each time I played a song, whether it was Paul or Anything or Zombie Girl or Change, I was met with a wall. The wall was constructed right up next to my nose, uncomfortably close. I couldn't move forward and it hurt to walk into. I was letting my own sadness affect me to a deleterious degree, and my wallowing was only exacerbated by this music. So I banned her. Sue me. Now, I haven't listened to songs in almost a year back to back, and I went from being choked up in the kitchen making dinner and singing my heart out to, less of that, or really none of that. And since the ban was enacted, the wall eroded. Of course, summertime swept me away to blissful afternoons, and there was far less to be sad about. But I knew something had changed. As expected, though, the wall came back right on schedule the following fall. It can't be helped most years, and it's something I've just come to accept and learn to use healthy coping mechanisms and reliance on my relationships with others to kind of push me through to the end of the latter seasons in the year. At any rate, a bigger change came this year, and its presence completely revitalized my winter. I realized it wasn't enough to simply remove the sad music from my playlist, but I needed to proactively listen to things that made me happy. So I got to work and I cranked out a brand new playlist. I think the first song on it was Summer Lakes by Land of Talk. And that song goes, man. I'm going to play a little snippet because I just can't help it because I love that song so much. Song makes me smile, man, and frozen fingers and cutting air be damned. I was going to break that wall down on my own. I owed it to myself, and I sure as hell wasn't going to wait around for my city to defrost eventually. I needed to take action. Sure, music is a small thing, maybe, but it's quite ubiquitous and impactful to me. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not the most obvious statement of all time to be like, well, sad music makes you sad most of the time, actually. Like, of course, And I do know that it's also alright to indulge every once in a while. Disclaimers out of the way now. I mostly want to talk about the actual specifics of this impact and how this switch really brought me back to life. Alright, has anyone noticed that people just straight up don't smile anymore? I get it. The world, it's a bleak place, things are alarming a lot of the time, but it is rare to see someone just smiling up a storm, chilling on their own, just hanging out. I don't see that anymore. Granted, the world can be pretty boring a lot of the time, or like I said, bleak and alarming. So I don't expect to look around my lecture hall at the grocery store and see people cheesing. That's fine. But walking to class, I just hope that people are preoccupied, not thinking about anything in particular, as opposed to thinking about bad stuff. I count myself lucky though, because I care enough about music that I actually just let it completely dictate my mood, unfortunately and fortunately at the same time. I love finding new artists and genres and such, and as I've explained, I really do let it affect my mood quite a bit. While it can be damaging to flip on some Radiohead or some Tiger's Jaw or freaking Ethel Cain or whatever, I also consider this to be a bit of a superpower in a way. Because, oh my god, if I flip on some chill indie rock, I could do a cartwheel right now, you know what I mean? Just makes me smile, and I'm so glad it does. Oh man, this playlist, let me tell ya, it's quite coveted. This compilation of music, and I do not consider this to be a stretch, has improved my life by 1 zillion times. And you wanna know a secret? There are Big Thief songs on here. Actually, there's quite a few. Take a step back. Any fan knows Adrianne Lenker is incapable of experiencing joy on her solo music, so there's none of those. But, there are definitely pockets of cheer adjacent music in Big Thief's catalog. We got Born for Loving You, Certainty, No Reason, Red Moon, Incomprehensible, Los Angeles Can Be Argued. There's a bunch of them, the little jams, if you will. And some of the feelings that I associate with these songs include, they make me feel warm, sincere, serene, nostalgic, even appreciative sometimes of just life and all the beautiful things it has to offer. Alright, you guys, I've wanted to talk about this for a long time, but I don't think it deserves a whole video, so while we're on the subject of Big Thief and Adrianne Lenker and stuff, I'm just gonna spill about it real quick.
The song Masterpiece came out in 2016 on the album titled Masterpiece by Big Thief, which is Adrianne Lenker's the front woman, if you didn't know, somehow. There are a trazillion versions of this song performed on YouTube, various live versions, concerts, NPR, radio talk shows, whatever. They play this song a lot over the last decade, and I feel like I've probably seen all of them by now, which is not hard because I really love this song. Recently, I found as many as I could, and I lined them all up chronologically. I had like 100 tabs open. And it was cool, to watch them progress through the years or whatever. But the coolest thing was their most recent installment. That installment was on, Big Thief's like main YouTube channel or whatever. And holy crapatoli, they went bananas. I'm not gonna lie. It was like the double infinity touring band or whatever, and they really just put on an amazing show. They're all sitting around in like a back room before a show sometime. I don't remember where it was. I think it might have been in Europe. And people are banging on soda cans to like add percussion, and like there's just so many talented, like there's the bassist who's going bananas, and like obviously the core three of the band are just like chopping it up, and they all look so happy, and they're all dressed nice, and it just makes me so happy to watch that video. And there's this little scene where like the one of the background singers, she's like singing along, and then her like boyfriend or whatever like comes in, and he's like standing there, and he's like chilling or whatever, and he's like happy, and then they have a little kiss, and it's just really sweet. And um, I just really like that video a lot, and I've seen it like probably 20 times. Probably is not an exaggeration. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because, oh my god, talk about a transformation, dude. I would say the original Masterpiece, pretty sad song. All right, not the happiest in the world. And I'm about to talk about this. We need to stop using the word sad to describe stuff because that shit blows. We need to be more descriptive. I'm going to get there in a second when I get back to the script, but I need to talk about this first. I have never felt family as a feeling experienced due to music, ever. And feeling that after watching this video, this performance is beautiful. It's human, it's uplifting, and I would have never, ever in a million years said that about the original song. Whatever, that's cool. I love that they gave it a new life. I love that 10 years down the line, they
made this beautiful thing happy. And they made this beautiful thing something completely different, and it's so much more.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, I cried the first time. I cried a tear. It came down, it streamed down my cheek when I saw this video for the first time. Now, despite the title of this video and the amount of time I've spent talking about them, this video is not supposed to be about Big Thief or Adrianne Lenker. But I just wanted to talk about a happy song, and that I had that thought about this video, and I really wanted to talk about this video for a long time. So let's get back to the regularly scheduled programming. Why don't we?
Sad music doesn't suck, man. I get that. I love a lot of really sad songs. And I'm glad that artists can really express themselves through an artistic medium as opposed to other ways. But I really do wonder, though, about some of them. There's particular artists out there like Sign Crush Motorists come to mind, or like Radiohead or whatever, and they get hundreds of comments. They're like jokes or whatever, but people say, this song has a kill count. And yeah, yeah, man, that's probably real. I remember when I was 14, I was scrolling on SoundCloud, and I was listening to a Joji song, and I was bopping my head along. It was a nice little ukulele jam with some vinyl in the background, and he was singing about something sad. And I went to the comments section, and there was a woman, and she was talking about how her boyfriend drove somewhere and did something really irreversible, and they found his phone and connected earbuds, playing that song on loop. Obviously, that stuck with me, but it really just goes to show that sad music can be an echo chamber, and it can be really dangerous. Music, although the internet may have told you otherwise, is not fucking therapy. It's not going to help you get better, and I promise that that metaphorical wall is indeed a real thing. With that being said, I'm about to play a clip of a really sad song by Big Thief. Again, shout out them once more. Roll the clip. So, as I said earlier, saying a song is sad is quite reductive to how it actually feels, and so let's break this one down. The blood of the man that is killing our mother with his hands is in me. This lyric is it's visceral, it's disturbing, and it reminds me that, killing and domestic violence is afoot in this world. It's something that happens to people and people do it. And, you can't take the blood out of yourself no matter how sick the person is you share it with. Those are two horrifying sentiments, and every time I hear this song, a pit opens up in my stomach and my heart drops into it. Now, walk with me here. Let's listen to a happy song now.
I was only trying to stay warm. Oh, Angela, can't stand the cold, and it's not summer anymore. I haven't seen the last of it.
Oh, what a jammer, that one. That spinny little guitar riff going, the warm and dusty percussion, the cheeky lyricism. Dude, this song takes me back, all right? It makes me smile when I hear it. That's not the end of the world. And I can picture the Angela I like kind of knew once. This song makes me think of someone that I had a relationship with, and the memory is a fond one. I'm not reliving painful exchanges and freaking domestic abuse. I'm thinking about a flirtatious, innocent friendship that was, testing the lines and boundaries and stuff. And I think that was a fun time. It doesn't make me sad or anything. And I think the musical aspects of that song really complement everything well. But at the end of the day, it's not a discussion of which song is better or, more interesting or anything like that. But the importance lies in how I feel after the song is finished and during it. So, nothing. I'm not the boss of you. Go listen to your Adrianne Lenker and your Jeff Buckley and your Alex G and your Phoebe Bridgers and your Fiona Apple and your Lizzie McAlpine and your Mitski. Whoever else you want to cry yourself to sleep to. I'm not the boss of you. And I think sad music is great. It sounds nice. Sometimes it's relatable and it makes you feel less alone. Great. But the advice is there. And now my story is too. And I was able to find a way to escape my seasonal depression and smile a little bit more, which, W. Why did I do that? That was so out of character. I don't know. This sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Take it or leave it, man. It's up to you. I don't know. I'm just a guy. But thanks for watching, and please consider supporting the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Leave a like, and leave a subscribe. And maybe I'll post another video like this or something music adjacent. Happy trails, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Steven out.